The Journey of a Name, the story of the poet of nature. High in the cedar-covered hills of Kausani, on May 20th, 1900, a baby boy was born. The loving hand of his mother was lost just hours after his birth, but his grandmother, Vrinda, wrapped him in her arms. She named him Gosain Dutt. It was the name of a quiet child, cradled in the lap of nature. Gosain Dutt was 7 years old when he first caught words, the way one catches butterflies. The greenery of the mountains, the babbling of the streams, the silence of the clouds, these were his first poems. He spent his days talking to the clouds and listening to stories from the cedar leaves. One day, Gosain Dutt felt that his name was too small for his dreams. Standing before the temple of Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, he whispered, "I am not Gosain Dutt. I am Sumitranandan Pant, one who is a friend to all and who worships beauty." In that moment, nature itself seemed to nod in agreement. After finishing his early schooling in Almora and Kausani, Sumitranandan Pant arrived in the big city of Benares for higher education at Queen's College. The tall mountains were now tall buildings. Here he dove into a vast ocean of knowledge, but the nature of Kausani deep inside his heart continued to sow the seed of poetry. His first poems were the flowers of Chayawad, romanticism, works like Pallav and Gunjan. He spoke to the moon, the stars, and the unseen wind. He was called the gentle poet of nature. People began to see the beauty of their own souls in his words, as if they had found a new mirror. Then, time changed. In 1921, the wave of the non-cooperation movement rose. Pant read the ideas of Gandhi and Marx. His heart no longer felt only beauty, but also the pain of the poor in the villages. With Yugant and Gramia, his pen took a new path of progressivism. At the next turn in his life, Pant met the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh. Now his poems moved away from the outer world and descended deep into the soul. He began to write Lokayatan, where spirituality and humanism became one. This was the deepest journey from Gosain Dutt to Sumitranandan Pant. He won the Sahitya Akademi Award for Kala Aur Burhachand and the Jananpith Award, 1968, for his great work, Chidambara. The name he had chosen for himself became the brightest star in India's literary heritage. The country also honored him with the Padma Bhushan. In Allahabad, on December 28, 1977, the poet took his last breath. But the simplicity taught by his grandmother Vrinda and the echo of the Kausani hills became immortal in his words. His poems remained a conversation between the human soul and nature forever. The life of Sumitranandan Pant tells us that a name can change, ideas can change, but the soul's true voice, it always stays where it was born, between nature, humanity, and beauty. He lives on in his poems, even today.